the adaptability. Okay. Okay, so what is resilience? So resilience is the capacity to recover quickly from the difficulties. So everyone's going through the difficult situations. I know there's too many things coming in the plate. You are executing it, and your emotional intelligence is also little low. You feel little exhausted. So resilience is there's a fine difference between the resilience and adaptability. Resilience is the capacity how you would recover, and adaptability you obviously know how do you adapt yourself to the new situation, like ChatGPT coming in. In different areas, in different sectors, it is impacted in a good way, in a bad way. How you take it, it's up to you. But you need to adapt it. You cannot go back. You have to face it. That's the reality. So that's the fine difference. Resilience is like how you would take it, but adaptability is how you would work upon it. Okay. So also when we work in a team, it's not only about yourself, it's about the person whom you work with, your team members, the cross pods, not only with your level, your subordinate level, the junior level, how do you take care of them? How do you behave with them? And during this time, how we are going through. So how we lead ourselves and how we empathize with others, it's very important. It's especially important because you never know how the other person is feeling pressure about his task getting delivered. He may be reaching out to you, you might have your priorities. So how do you sort out this? So we'll look into the next slides going ahead. So first of all, at your level, you have to make sure that you are going to bounce back. You are going to bounce forward. You look forward, not look behind. Do not react, especially. Rather than that, try to understand what the situation is, whether it is from the client's perspective, whether it is from your colleague's perspective, whether it is the new technology perspective, and try to understand it and then respond to it, okay, with the changing realities. Adaptability is the ability to change or to be changed to fit alter circumstances. Now, I've already explained all these circumstances which we all are going through. Okay, it's about being open to things even outside your comfort zone. This is very important because whenever I have one-on-one, or even there are some conflicts which happen, healthy conflicts which happen in the sprints, in the week, or even at different levels, different meetings. So I see like the ultimate conclusion is the team members don't want, like they have their old way of thinking, whether it is in terms of if I am having a conflict with sometimes TL, okay. So the TL will say, no, earlier it used to take like 80 hours of the estimate. And I say like maybe you have not little done research on the chat GPT or any AI tool, or I might do a little research on a different way, and I would say, what if we use this approach? It would have been done in 50 hours or 40 hours. Okay. So you have to move out of the comfort zone. You cannot stick to the old methods of execution. That's what I feel. And most of the times when I'm noticing this in the meetings, the discussion which happens between the two developers, or a developer in a QA or a PM, it's most the answer is there. The answer is that you need to move out of your comfort zone, whether it is with the development estimates, whether delivery of the task, whether sometimes the PM being flexible, the QA being flexible. So it is surely that this situation is come, we have to handle it in a as per the new situation. Okay. So new answers to the new questions. So obviously the main quality what you need is moving out of the comfort zone. So why adaptability is important? Again, I have already mentioned it. The new technology will always advance. In next 1-2 years, there will be something new coming in. Earlier, it was a few years back, it was for us, for developers, it was Angular, then React coming in. So now Next.js and Vue.js and all these things, technologies coming in. But now it is like chat AI coming in, it is not only for the developers anymore, it's for the QA, for the PM, for the BD, for the, entire all departments is impacted. So obviously, at all levels, there needs to be changes and you need to accept it. Main thing is you need to learn. Now, going ahead, I'll explain you how to go about learning and how should be your mindset. First of all, you have to be willing to learn. I see when I do one-on-ones with some of the members, I directly come to know that there is a resistance. They don't want to learn, or they want to stick with the comfort language what they were already working with. But you're not getting it that the new platform or the new technology is bringing in better solutions. Clients come up with new ideas. The older ideas are gone. Now the new ideas are coming in. So obviously, based on the new ideas, there is a obvious request that you need to come up with better new solutions. New solutions will always result in better new technologies or a better way of handling the technology. So you cannot remain with old. And it's always tough for me also to convince such members, like you need to get up. It's high time. And if you don't understand it, it's little that you will be left behind. Okay, at all level. It's not only at developers level. I've seen it at PMs level, QA members. Again, I'm not trying to demoralize anyone here, but you need to understand that when someone is, you are telling your problem, sometimes you yourself tell the solution itself, but you are not ready. You know the solution, but you are taking a lot of time to implement the solution. So first of all, the first quality is you should be willing to learn. Okay. And the second thing is take yourself out of your comfort zone. Obviously, when you have made a plan, what you're going to learn, you make sure that you actually implement it. Okay. If you don't implement it, it's really going to backfire on you. Okay. So maybe this picture looks, little different, but it's true. I've actually put it from one of the slide only. So see, otherwise you are not going to be active in whatever you're doing. And it reflects into your meetings. It reflects at every level. Whether you are having conversation with a development team, then with your colleague, you will be left behind. It reflects. I sit in the conversations where the team members are discussing. I know who is up to date. The person who is up to date will surely contribute at least one or two ideas where they can contribute something because they have read something what is trending right now. Okay, it might not be the exact solution, but obviously he'll be contributing much more better than what you were 2 years before or 1 year before, because you have not read about the new things, what are trending, what are the possible solutions. Okay. Next thing is, if you have already done something new, now there are people who have worked on the AI based model. Okay. But they know, if I ask, like Legrade is here, okay, or Ridwan might be here, and so they know what are the plus and minus on the AI platform right now because they have already tested this latest technology. But there is like always a excuse when I especially go for the new estimates because they have already explored the AI, that how would you implement based on, because you are the most experienced now on this technology, how would you implement this new challenge which is come with the new client? So they would have the answer, or they might have made some mistake on that platform which they have already built, but they would not get time, or they would not fall short of time, or they might have forgotten to fix something, some drawbacks which are there, or to consider those drawbacks while estimating the newer challenge. So I think improvising is something which you will need to be thinking of once you have start implementing this technology. Uh, it is very important because we always leave this gap, even though whether you consider it prior AI coming into picture or after AI coming into picture, there is always that, if you say 2 years experience or 4 years experience also, I'm interviewing now so many people, they are just knowing the basics, but no one is trying to improvise it. It's like you have to be pro level. You have, that's your backbone. You need to make your backbone strong. So I feel improvising is something that you give time for yourself, for that skill which you are investing in yourself. So you become more and more confident. So I think this is very important term and phase. If you don't give, then it's just like you are an average person that you have just touched that topic. Okay. So this is very important. Once you are done with the improvise, I think that's the level of mastery. Okay. This is something very nice I felt, which I've tried to put here. Obstacles are the things a person sees when he takes his eyes off his goal. Okay. So if you're planning a goal, if you see the workboard, whether it is individual level or a team level, and if you see the graph which is not achieved, either orange or red, they will always, if you ask them, they will always tell, oh, this obstacle was there. Okay. And the team members who have achieved into green, they will not tell you that. They said that somehow I managed. No, somehow I tried to achieve it. Yes, there is 10 checklists or 20 checklists which I had to overcome, but they will focus when they are telling that somehow I did it. This was the thing, but ultimately I managed to do it. But if you see the ones in orange or red, the answers will be, it is because this obstacle was there. Okay, their focus is more on the obstacles, but not on the end goal. Okay, so this is something which I really like. Looking at this statement, you can visualize when you speak in the team meeting, who is saying what, you can actually visualize whether this person will lead to the successful goal, or whether this person at the end of the quarter also will tell me that it's not achieved. The person who speaks, that shows his mindset, and that ultimately results into your output. So this is something really I like. So there are different levels you could do. First of all, now as we mentioned, like you have to first decide, then you have the learning mindset. So with all this chaos, what is happening or going on in your mind, I think you need to start with some basic steps. It is not something out of box which I'm talking about, but people are falling short of this, regular checklist. I think laughing is the best example which you can, or exercise which you can take. I feel people maybe they like to talk to their close friends only, but we have now mandatorily made this office, even after COVID, like hybrid model we have kept. The main reason for making hybrid model is to interact with each other, so we understand better things which are not working remotely. You don't have the personal touch. That is the reason we have brought people into the office, so that you interact. But the things what is happening is like, I see still, and I'll be honest here to say, if it's your batchmate, or someone from your college, from someone senior or junior, you talk only to those people. But or if you are working in a project, you are occupied in your in and around desk only, but that is not what is expected. Okay, interact with each other, so that you know the other person also, and you can share whatever happens on the weekends, some good talks, and then laugh. Basically, share some good moments. It really works. I know, because I have daughter at home, and when I go after stress, it's actually stress buster for me. When I play with her, so actually it energizes me very well. And sometimes I get call from Shahid or BD member late night, but I'm actually energized with that half an hour, 1 hour break. If you see, like, sometimes I also take break here, but in this break also sometimes it's more of office talks, like projects. Array, this estimate is come, and so that if you see that break and this break, it is totally re-energizing for me. So laughter, or sharing good moments is very good exercise. You should practice this. Listening to music, which really calms your mind. Exercise is very important. I've recently seen some members having health issues in Goa, in Sylhet, in Dhaka also. And having health issues, yes, obviously, being human, you will fall sick. Okay, it's you cannot be like all the time it could be good healthy. But being once in a while, you have eaten something outside or something is good. But having that same sickness again and again coming back after 15 days or in a month, twice, thrice, you seriously need to think about it, because ultimately you are going to spend more time on your health issues than your actual work or even your personal life. You will give more time. I have already discussed with some members, the senior most members who are going through the health issues, uh, to really take care about their health, uh, mental as well as physical health. Okay. So exercise actually releases your stress as well as it keeps you away from all the sickness. Reading, read something which will help you, make you gain knowledge, as well as it will think something differently. Okay, something out of box. Maybe sometimes read a book or an article which is something which will give you some better insights, not only about a technology thing. Because I normally ask this for interview also, and most of the interview people, they tell me only about, okay, I read only the text or context with respect to React.js or something like that, but they never tell me what's happening, current affairs. They never tell me, or what's in the business, or anything regarding sports or something, because you are just reading about one department or one topic, but you need to also know something different which actually relaxes your mind. Okay. And a self-healing time. You have to find out your personal time wherein you can recover yourself, maybe on the weekends or even on the weekdays. Okay, what is the personal time which you can take for yourself so that you cut off from all the other things. Okay, I think this is very important, personal renewal. So once you're done with your mindset and physically fit, then you can think the next thing is staying optimistic. Now you're the next mindset. So one mindset is free of all these things. How do you prepare your mindset? If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Okay. So first of all, think about a challenge and you have to accept whether you can do it or you can't do it. Okay. You have to be honest with yourself. If possible, if you can do it, you can tell your team members also that I can't do it, but I will try doing it. Okay. It's not like I can't do it and I will not do it. It has to be I can't do it and I will try doing it. That mindset has to be there. Even Shahid, I remember like in stakes or managers meeting, I, if sometimes it makes me realize that Amol, you have done a bad job. Okay. And what he just asks or demands me is to say that you acknowledge that you have done your mistake. Okay. And then if you acknowledge in front of yourself, your soul, and then to the others, then you know that okay, now I know that I've done a mistake. I accept it, and next what? I need to improve myself here on. Okay, so you have to say it. Either you say it to yourself or to your team, accept it, and then move ahead. Okay, that mindset is very important. Cultivate your thinking. Obviously, you need to like ChatGPT. Obviously, you have to accept it. This is it. You have to take this as the next level, make use of it and go ahead instead of keeping giving the excuses. Like today one girl came for interview and I just asked her like do you know chat gpt. She said like she told me everything, like how it is useful and everything. I said like, how you are trying as a third year student. She's like, I never opened it. Okay. So she knows this either through the chat or through the news. But if she can spend so much time on the news or talking to the friends, sharing the knowledge, and I asked her, why didn't you spend even half an hour? Because that's your career, right? And it's not only for IT, it's for, used by all, even teachers. Okay. So cultivating a thinking is very important. It's not about just acknowledging it. Okay. Positive thinking. Optimist, being optimistic, not naive. Okay. So this is the second thing. First is your health, and then next positive thinking, uh, and then change the priorities. Then you already have the challenges. Okay, now you're already sorted out in your mind, like what next, what is the plan, and then change the priorities. You will have different priorities. You make sure there was a PDC already taken by me a few years before how to set the priorities. So at my level also, and when I was team lead, that level also, there are many things coming in, and every 1 2 hours I have to again sort out the priorities. So For junior people, it might seem like, okay, I have 5 tasks today. Yesterday, I had just 2 tasks. It's not like that. That maybe you might be just counting number of tasks, but when as you so if I become senior, so I will be, because the senior is delegating more tasks to me. If I become senior, I'll have less tasks because I can just delegate. But that doesn't work out that way, because as you grow senior, you will have additional responsibilities coming in. So along with those 5 tasks, you will have some additional responsibility of estimating or even taking interview or something like that. So again, so more things coming in every 2 or 3 hours, you will have to again reset your priorities. You should know when to give what the priority. And it's a skill. Setting a priority is a skill. It's a big topic. I'm just taking it in one line. Change your priorities properly as per the new challenges you're facing. More engagement needed. Those people who are feeling little emotional on your friend leaving or something. Yes, that friend has already left for the betterment of his career. Okay, or if a client is already gone, you can't do anything about it. Some people still talk, oh, the client went and all. Yes, you have to think what mistake you have done, but you have to be also alert that you don't repeat the mistake and look forward. Okay, what is the next? How can you trap the next client? How can you get that client somehow? Okay, so more engagement is needed for your next level of challenges, and no finger pointing, because that's not going to help. Okay, like this is very important, because if you have acknowledged at the very first step, the previous slide which I have mentioned, if you have acknowledged you have made mistake, there is this point doesn't come into picture. No finger pointing. Okay, to bring out your vision. So what is your new vision basically now? Next, when you know all what are the challenges, you have set the priorities, what is your vision? What are you going to do? The new client is come. I have to win that client. Just winning the client is not, it will show in the numbers that you won that client of so many dollars. Okay, but what is the vision? Ultimately, just not delivering the expected from the client, making the client happy, creating that bond with the client, so that he gives more work for you or your team. So that should be your vision. This is just one example I'm giving. How does it resist or resist the pull of the past? So don't get yourself hampered with the previous experiences. It could be with the same client also. One of the best example I would say is Benny. I don't know if Pritesh is there. So Benny is one of the good client, I would say. But maybe for few team members, they feel because the client went, then he's not, I should put him in the bad list or something like that. But no, he's one of the good client. He's giving more and more projects. If you see for other pods, they are giving projects. So it's a very good client. You have to actually invest him in. Think about him, how you can make him happy so that he gives more work. What will you celebrate? Okay, after this vision is achieved, what you will celebrate? Think about it first only. Plan it well. Okay, what will you let go that is holding this project back? Okay, or your challenge back? What will you let go? So obviously, you'll have to put your time management better. You will have to your some of the habits which are there. You'll have to let them go. Okay, and it's very tough. It's not that easy the way I'm saying it. It's very tough. I have left some of my habits. Okay. Personally, even last few 2 quarters, I've left some of my habits with respect to time management. I'm sleeping on time. I'm trying to sleep on time, possible. What about this challenge? Put a bounce in your step. This is the last and most important. What I feel. You have planned everything. You know everything is going to go in a plan, and always there are some challenges which will come to block. Then how you're going to handle? So be ready with that, because if you see most of the goals which are not achieved, whether it's on workboard or even the projects which are not achieved, it's because of this last answer. Because no matter how you are prepared, you have never prepared for if what happens if this comes in, what happens if that comes in. Okay. Specific examples I'll give is uh, direct direct challenges would be I didn't expect that this API was there. The research have to be done. Okay. Uh, One of my answer would be for that you have to be prepared. You have to put your time and energy from your pocket, because now it's not anymore like it's your project, your team's project. So you have to invest your time. No one will tell you invest your time extra. If you feel it's your project, you will invest your time extra by staying late, by coming early, or by doing it on weekends. No one will tell you. No one should actually tell you. You should feel it's your project. And if you're not doing it, meaning, and someone external has to tell you, point out and tell you, meaning you don't have that relation with that project or with that client. You're just working for the sake of working. Meaning this first three, all these steps is all zero. Okay. So this last question is actually very important. What about this challenge puts a bounce in your step? You should be mentally prepared to do. Yes, sometimes it is not planned, so it will obviously come sometimes, as this question states, it will come on spot. But what are you doing? How are you behaving at that time? And what are you giving from your end to make it happen a successful, delivery of that project or task? Because this is very important, what I feel. And I think that's it. Uh, that's the end of the slide.